Mazda's most efficient compact SUV enters 2027 largely untouched, and that's not necessarily bad news. With a Toyota-derived hybrid system, standard all-wheel drive, and a near-luxury cabin, the CX-50 hybrid holds a curious place in the segment. Here is everything worth knowing before you sign. Mazda was once expected to hand the CX-50 a full redesign for 2027. Current reporting points somewhere else entirely. A straight carryover, with the meaningful updates pushed back to a mid-cycle refresh for 2028. That distinction matters more than it first appears. A carryover year means the 2027 CX-50 hybrid arrives with its early production issues resolved, its dealer network fluent in the platform, and its resale trajectory already mapped. It also means anyone waiting on a dramatic reinvention will need to wait longer. The nameplate has now run 5 model years, and Mazda seems content to leave it alone while engineering resources shift toward the redesigned CX-5 and the company's own hybrid technology. Beneath the hood sits a naturally aspirated 2.5-liter 4-cylinder, working alongside electric motors for a combined 219 horsepower. This is not Mazda engineering in the conventional sense. The hybrid system is Toyota-sourced, a consequence of the two companies' shared manufacturing venture in Alabama. And it is fundamentally the same setup that motivates the RAV4 hybrid. Brand purists may find that unsatisfying. Everyone else gets a meaningful practical benefit because Toyota's hybrid hardware carries one of the industry's strongest durability records, and buyers routinely name that pedigree as the deciding factor. The gasoline engine on its own makes 176 horsepower at 5,700 RPM. A 1.59 kilowatt-hour battery handles storage duties, and eCVT replaces the 6-speed automatic used elsewhere in the range, and 60 miles per hour arrives in roughly 8.7 seconds. EPA ratings land at 39 miles per gallon city, 37 highway, and 38 combined. Independent testing has largely backed up the sticker, with one published road test averaging just under 39 miles per gallon across nearly 200 miles. The city-dominant rating is characteristic of a full hybrid, where crawling traffic lets the electric motors carry the load and regenerative braking recaptures energy that would otherwise disappear as heat. Urban commuters will see the largest returns. Highway drivers still benefit, though the advantage narrows sharply above 65 miles per hour. Measured against the segment's efficiency leaders, 38 miles per gallon combined is competitive rather than dominant. The RAV4 hybrid and CR-V hybrid both post higher combined figures. Every CX-50 hybrid ships with electronic on-demand all-wheel drive, or e-all-wheel drive, rather than the mechanical I-active system fitted to gas models. A dedicated rear-mounted electric motor turns the back axle, which eliminates the drive shaft running the length of the vehicle. Torque distribution happens electronically and almost instantly, so when the front tires start slipping, power migrates rearward faster than any mechanical coupling could manage. Mazda Intelligent Drive Select layers on power and trail modes, the latter calibrated for loose or low grip surfaces. The compromise is packaging. Housing the battery pack and rear motor forces slightly revised interior and exterior dimensions relative to gas CX-50 models, and curb weight rises to roughly 4,008 pounds, several hundred pounds beyond a non-turbo CX-50, with predictable consequences for how the car changes direction. The hybrid range spans Preferred, Premium, and Premium Plus. Those carry 2026 MSRPs of approximately $36,245, $39,645, and $41,945, including destination. Mazda has typically applied a 1 to 3% increase for a carryover model year, so 2027 figures should sit close to those numbers with a modest adjustment. Reviewers repeatedly steer buyers toward the entry-level Preferred, and the reasoning holds up. It already includes heated front seats, wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto, a wireless charging pad, and nearly the complete roster of driver aids. Climbing the ladder adds red leather trim on Premium and Premium Plus, unique 19-inch alloys on the range topper, ventilated front seats, a 12-speaker Bose audio system, and a panoramic moonroof. Whether that bundle justifies roughly $5,700 depends heavily on how you use the car. This is where the CX-50 genuinely separates itself. Material quality and assembly sit closer to entry-level luxury than to mainstream compact SUVs, and reviewers have consistently described it as a premium product, operating in a mass-market class. The dashboard sweeps across the cabin in a gentle curve, mixing vertical and horizontal vents with a conventional round steering wheel, and, refreshingly, a slim row of physical climate controls instead of buried touchscreen submenus. Further switchgear lives on the transmission tunnel. Rear legroom approaches 40 inches, competitive without being commanding. Premium and Premium Plus buyers can specify red leather upholstery, a striking option that almost nothing else in the class offers at any price. Restrained analog-style gauges complete a cabin built around calm rather than spectacle. Every trim receives a 7.0-inch driver display and a 10.25-inch central infotainment screen. The complication is that the screen responds to a console-mounted rotary controller rather than to touch, a decision Mazda defended for years on driver distraction grounds, and one that has attracted persistent criticism. Some owners adapt within a week and end up preferring the tactile precision. Others never stop finding it slower than simply tapping the glass. Tellingly, Mazda reversed itself on the redesigned CX-5, which does get a touchscreen, and the CX-50 will plausibly follow when its refresh lands for 2028. For 2027, budget for the dial. Standard connectivity covers wireless smartphone mirroring, Bluetooth, HD radio, Amazon Alexa integration, 4 USB ports, and an 8-speaker audio system. The hybrid offers 29.2 cubic feet behind the second row, and up to 56.3 cubic feet with those seats folded flat. Both figures are workable for a family of 4, and both trail key rivals. The RAV4 and CR-V each deliver more maximum volume. Overall length measures 186.1 inches against a width of 80.8 inches, giving the CX-50 a wider, lower, more planted stance than most compact crossovers manage. That proportion is central to how the vehicle feels from behind the wheel, but it costs vertical cargo capacity, and the sloping roofline takes a further bite. Seating accommodates 5. Buyers ranking interior volume above all else should look elsewhere. Buyers who resent driving a box on wheels will find the trade-off easy to accept. The CX-50 and CX-50 Hybrid both earned a 2026 Insurance Institute for Highway Safety Top Safety Pick Plus Award, alongside a 5-star overall rating from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. And with no structural revisions planned, those results should carry into 2027 intact. Standard driver assistance spans blind spot monitoring, rear cross-traffic alert, adaptive cruise control, lane keeping assist, lane departure warning, forward collision warning, and automatic emergency braking. Blind spot alerts escalate from a visual cue to an audible one if the driver signals toward an occupied lane. Lane departure warnings engage above roughly 40 miles per hour. That constitutes a thorough baseline by segment standards, and Mazda deserves credit for not reserving the fundamentals for upper trims. Warranty terms run 3 years or 36,000 miles basic, with extended powertrain and hybrid component coverage layered on top. The CX-50's rugged proportions, body cladding, and trail mode imply more capability than the hybrid actually delivers. Towing tops out around 1,500 pounds. The widely quoted 3,500-pound rating belongs exclusively to turbocharged gas models equipped with towing mode. Ground clearance suits light trail duty, and the e-all-wheel drive system deals confidently with gravel, snow, and mud, but nobody at Mazda is pitching this as a rock crawler. Picture unpaved campground access roads and washboard forest service tracks rather than genuine backcountry. Shoppers who need real towing capacity should move to the 2.5 turbo and accept the fuel economy penalty that decision carries. For every use case short of that threshold, the hybrid's capability envelope covers the ground most owners will realistically ask of it, and the e-all-wheel drive system arguably handles slick pavement better than the mechanical setup it replaces.